Hey my friends, welcome back into a new video. So much is shifting right now, and you may feel like your timeline is shifting. You may feel like you're entering a new reality where everything is starting to go your way. And you may know that by seeing more synchronicities, by having that deep feeling that things are aligning for you. And sometimes, we can't consciously understand that. We can't consciously comprehend that things are aligning because we don't see any actual results. We don't see any actual manifestations. But we have that deep feeling in the heart that things are aligning. And everything is slowly starting to go your way. You just have that sense. Even though we have some heavy energies right now, we have that kind of a magnetic force which is kind of pulling you down, kind of slowing you and getting you into that state where you would truly deal with your shadows. We have that energy right now, and you shouldn't be afraid of it. You, of course, can work on protecting your energy, not sabotaging, not thinking negatively about your life or what is happening. So truly pay attention to your mindset right now and pay attention to your emotions, because emotions are nothing else but signals. Lower the emotion, more attention it needs. So truly pay attention to those sensations in your body. Pay attention to what is happening right now. But so much is shifting, and you can know that. So you had enough of lessons until now, and I'm sure you're grateful for everything you went through. But still, I want to remind you to express gratitude. As you're reflecting your past, learn to express more gratitude, especially when you're feeling down, especially when you feel this heavier energy. Learn to express gratitude, because it will help you to not to raise yourself up, because you don't need to raise yourself up. You actually just need to cut out what is not serving you anymore. So you may notice that the things that worked in the past are not working anymore. So we are finding new ways. And right at this moment, we are actually recognizing, are we changing the world, or is the world changing us? Right? Because if we observe what is happening on the world, we may be affected by that. But if we shift that mindset and we recognize, well, I want to create something which may have a positive effect on the world, I will become a creator, right? I will start creating. So it's that paradigm shift we need to create in our minds to start producing more of what can be helpful and beneficial, and stop thinking about what is bothering you so much. Of course, we need to deal with that, and we need to pay attention to certain stories, maybe the origins of the stories, because sometimes we just make something up to make a greater sense, but that story sometimes is not true. So we may believe into something that is not even real. And often when we're thinking about our childhoods, we've made so many stories up because we don't have that greater understanding of what actually happened. And then we notice that everyone which was around us in our childhood just did the best they knew at that time. And we don't need to blame anyone. But at the same time, we need to raise ourselves to the point where we recognize that it's our responsibility right now to let go of the stories which are not helping us to grow and evolve. And forgiveness is another powerful way to protect your energy right now. So once we learn to forgive to people that hurt us, to the things we did in our past, whatever it is, you will notice that you're slowly feeling lighter. So forgive yourself. Maybe you were hard on yourself. Maybe you were pushing yourself too much. Maybe you were forcing yourself so much because you wanted to achieve certain results. And deep inside, you know that results will find you. And even better, deep inside, you know that it's not about results. It's about self-discovery. It's about discovery of the aspects of yourself which may enlighten your self-image. right? Because sometimes it is all about our self-image, the way we perceive ourselves, the way we see ourselves, and the way we think about ourselves. And you know, if we understand that we are all that we need to be and we are all that we can be, then if we start designing a new story from that new perspective, we may recognize that we don't need to prove ourselves to anyone. We don't need to make certain results so people will see us as successful. We are already all that we need to be. And in that state, we become truly, truly creative, because we don't need to use our energy for something that has no benefit at all. And that's where you connect deeply with your soul and you are able to express more of it. Because, you know, we all may feel like there is a soul. You know, we have that soul, but when it comes to expressing it, that's a big challenge for many people. That's where we need to embrace the truth. We need to embrace our own power. And my friends, as I mentioned before, you had so many lessons until now. And in those lessons, there's a great wisdom which is awaiting you to discover it. So pay a lot of attention right now to what's coming up, maybe in your dreams, maybe in the states of reflection, or for example when you go outside for a walk and you create some motion in your life, you put your body into motion. So many things may clarify and so many insights may come up. Truly pay attention to that, because that's what we call a natural cleansing. We go for a walk and suddenly we just experience a greater clarity. Nature is so helpful with that. So I just want to remind you that you're doing a truly great work. Sometimes it's much harder, sometimes it's a bit easier, but as long as you're walking forward and expanding yourself, so much is aligning for you. So what it means that your timeline is shifting, as you've started changing your perception and you've started cleansing the garbage, certain energy, certain memories from the past, certain stories from the past actually, which are not allowing us to grow. We started creating new stories, empowering ones, building new mindset, building new beliefs. Because if we don't set beliefs, if we don't believe into what we want to create, the question is what you believe then. What's the story that you believe in? Because that's what you're following. And we all know that beliefs are changed by creating new beliefs, because we are always talking about it. It means that you need to pay attention right now, as that heavy energy may kinda awaken some of that negativity within you. And some people will describe it as something negative, but the truth is that that negativity will arise so you can notice what is not serving you. So again, it's all cleansing, and it's a great opportunity to cleanse your energy. And by noticing what is not serving you, by acknowledging that, you can write it down, or you can just see it in front of you, what is not serving you anymore. This can be certain behaviors, certain habits, and also thoughts and beliefs. You can easily let go of it by deciding what will you change in your life. Because I've noticed that right now it's all about not fully initiating the changes, but actually noticing what will be that new direction, or that next stage, better said. What's that next stage of our lives? What will be on that next stage? Who are we becoming? Because we're always changing. We're always, embodying more of the future version of ourselves. But in order to manifest what you want to manifest, you need to know who you want to become. Because if you don't know who you want to become, your environment may influence you to become something or somebody you don't want to be. And that's where we truly need to pay attention to what are our dreams right now, what are our heartfelt desires, what are our deepest needs, and who we feel deep inside our souls that we want to be. Because this is the time where you tap deeper into yourself and you truly notice what is calling you, what's that inner calling, right? Because sometimes we may be lost in all those noises of the mind, especially if we are not decluttering all those thoughts. And sometimes also, news and social media and everything we allow ourselves to perceive, it may truly make us blind sometimes. It's hard to sense our own voice. It's hard to recognize our own power. So we need to declutter those things to actually find ourselves in all that process. And once we find ourselves, we may notice that voice is louder than ever before. The voice of intuition right now is louder than ever before. But an interesting thing is that maybe your intuition is speaking the way that you don't want to hear. Maybe your intuition is saying to you right now that you need to quit something that on that conscious level you don't want to quit. Or maybe that you need to do something that on the conscious level you don't want to do because of certain emotional attachments. That's why it is so important to pay attention to all those things that are actually blocking your transformation. Because I've painted a painting named Transcendence, the green heart with wings, and the purpose of that painting is to kind of represent a moment of transcendence. Because it's always unpleasant, but at the end we recognize that it gives us that freedom and it opens our hearts even more. So even though it feels unpleasant to cut certain emotional attachments, soon after that we recognize how liberating it feels like. Sometimes we change the way we eat and suddenly we feel much better after it, and then we ask ourselves, why I never did it before, right? Because it feels so liberating. And it's same with our habits, it's same with the stories we are telling to ourselves. And every time we make those changes, we shift our timeline. Because what's the timeline? The timeline is actually your potential future, which is a byproduct of your present thoughts, feelings, and actions. And once we change the way we think, sometimes acknowledging something new, sometimes learning something new, sometimes designing new beliefs and setting up our mindset, we will feel more empowered. And if we keep up with that, we will completely raise our state of being. And once we create that change, we'll start acting and behaving differently. And if we stay consistent with that, we'll start walking a new timeline. That's why it's important to use your mind for designing your future and to truly design yourself first, who you want to become, what's that version of yourself in the future, to see your future self, because that's how you recreate yourself. And the magic happens once we create that version of ourselves, which is more evolved. Suddenly we will start receiving guidance from that future, from that potential future, in terms like in sensations of inspiration, of insights, of ideas, of vision, of heartfelt desires, what we need to apply in our lives to become who we want to be to experience that reality, because we always manifest more of who we are. And in order to create that possible reality, that in order to make it happen, we need to embody that version we're dreaming about. And in order to embody that version of ourselves, we truly need to pay attention to what is holding us back and what is kind of making us feeling stuck, so we can't become who we want to be. And sometimes it sounds quite complicated, but it's not. When we, truly pay attention to what we are doing in the present moment, what we are thinking about. And sometimes meditation can be so helpful, when we just close our eyes and we just pay attention to how we are thinking right at this moment, and we write down what we catch. And then we are able to see what's in front of us. We are able to see the thoughts. And that's where we gain greater clarity. Am I truly thinking about it? And then we ask ourselves, what is influencing us to think that way? Because that's where we are doing the work. What is influencing us to think that way? And that's where we notice, well, do I really need that? I could spend my time more wisely. I could actually read a book which can empower me rather than watching those weird things which are not helping me at all. Right? And that's where we start investing our time into our growth and evolution. And that's what is helping you to shift your timeline. So my friends, you're entering into a new reality where everything will start to go your way, and I'm sure you know that. So many beautiful things are coming towards you, and just, open your heart, work on that, opening your heart day by day, expressing gratitude, and raise your state a little bit, because there are so many beautiful things already present in your life, and you know that. So everything is aligning for you, everything. And my friends, I will leave you here. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Have a beautiful day, and I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. Thanks to all of you for supporting my art in my Etsy shop, AttractPassion. You're all truly appreciated. To everyone who needs some daily reminders, go and check out my Instagram page, AttractPassion, where I'm sharing daily messages. And my other page, AttractPassion, where you can find my art gallery. Go and check it out. My friends, till next time, one love.